The first common misconception about Star Wars is that it takes place in the future and in our own Milky Way galaxy. This is probably due to the technological advancements displayed throughout the movies and the inclusion of humans who speak English. However, Star Wars technically takes place in the past and in a completely different galaxy and possibly universe. This is made evident by the very first shot of every movie, which states that the Star Wars story took place a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Though it isn't exactly known where humans originated in the Star Wars galaxy, it is widely accepted in the universe that they came from the planet Coruscant. Also, the people in Star Wars don't actually speak English, but rather they speak a language called Basic, which is why none of the letters printed on ships and computers are in English. Basic is the only language translated in Star Wars for the audience. If a human from Star Wars came to Earth, we wouldn't be able to understand them if they talked. Second is the idea that Star Wars is a science fiction series. Like with the last one, this is due to the advanced technology seen throughout the movies. The reason it is not a science fiction is because Star Wars doesn't hold itself up to use science. A great example of this is how there is sound in the vacuum of space during space battles. Also, the inclusion of mystical elements like the Force and Night Sister magic bring it away from the sci-fi genre. Star Wars has been seen as a combination of both sci-fi and fantasy, usually being referred to as a science fantasy. Third is that all stormtroopers are clones. Many fans who have only watched the Star Wars movies believe that all stormtroopers are clones. This is probably due to the fact that the clones at the end of Revenge of the Sith become the first generation of stormtroopers, and there is no direct explanation later on in the following movies saying otherwise. Actually, most stormtroopers were regular humans who joined the military. Jango Fett clones were mostly phased out of the Imperial military for various reasons, including their rapid aging and that they were suspect to corruption. Fourth is that the two Death Stars were as big as our own moon. The movies portray the Death Stars to be way bigger than they actually are, with the way that they are shot. In reality, the first and second Death Star's diameters were each 120 and 160 kilometers respectively, making them significantly smaller than our own moon. However, there was one claim of the second Death Star having a diameter of 900 kilometers, making it almost half the size of our moon, but that claim was used only in the old Star Wars timeline and has been disputed many times. And the last common misconception is that Darth Vader said, "Luke, I am your father," to Luke Skywalker during the big reveal. He actually says,
"No, I am your father."
This is probably the biggest misquote in history, with the majority of fans saying, "Luke, I am your father," instead of "No, I am your father." Though the explanation to this misquote is probably because it would just be weird to say, "No, I am your father," to random people who aren't big Star Wars fans, and wouldn't fully understand the context of the quote. So adding Luke before the famous line makes it clearer to people what movie line you're referencing. Thanks for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe for more videos like this one. And as always, may the Force be with you.